Never let anybody see you sweat. So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Katie Del Castillo claims she contracted salmonella poisoning from her ex's dog and wants her medical bill paid. Christina Wiggins says the plaintiff has no proof she got sick from the dog licking her face.
Okay, Ms. Del Castillo, you are suing Ms. Wiggins for $3,100 in lost wages and medical bills. Tell me what happened.
Miss Christina is my ex-girlfriend. We met each other at a gay bar one night and sparks were flying, and before I know it, we're home together, and then our relationship started. She has this dog named Brutus who would just eat raw meat off the counter. She is just, slob doesn't cut it. Basically, she's just the messiest person I have ever met. We moved in together after 2 months.
And you just love that in a person, don't you? And you can't wait to move in with them.
Okay, well, listen, yes, that is a red flag, but together, before we lived together, we were always at my place. So honestly, she was like, let's just go to your place. I'll bring Brutus. It's gonna be fine. So I didn't really even get to see that. And my lease...
You kind of see that early on, though.
A little bit,
You can either tolerate it or you can't. So at the beginning, you could tolerate it.
True, we were
And
in the
then-
honeymoon phase.
Okay.
And then before
When
I
you
know
say messy, what do you mean?
I mean...
Because there's dirty and there's messy.
Right, she was both, Your
Okay.
Honor. So she's in the personal care
My children
department.
like to keep explaining that there's dirty and there's messy. That's what my kids always tell me.
In what way wasn't she messy and dirty? It's like, yes, there's the household chores that she didn't do. Like, she's not sweeping, she's not mopping, she's not taking the food out of the refrigerator. Even her personal care was kind of getting a little...
Funky?
Little funky.
How so?
She's just not brushing her teeth. Like, I feel like as she got comfortable, like, showers started to get skipped. Maybe, she didn't refill her deodorant, just stuff
So
like
you
that.
couldn't wait to move in?
Well, Your Honor, the housing market is quite competitive, and so 2 months my lease was ending, and I thought she was endgame. Like, when we met, sparks were flying. I had never felt the way I had when I met her, and so I thought it was a good idea at the time.
So you guys move in, and does it get better? No,
it gets
of
worse.
course it doesn't. It gets worse because now you're living with the person. So talk to me about Brutus, because your theory, and we'll get to this in a moment, is that Brutus got you sick because she got Brutus sick. So let's talk about that. First of all, what kind of dog is Brutus?
He was a pit mix.
Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
So he was a pit mix. I mean, he felt like he was my dog too. I got to know him
How
when we
long
were dating.
were you living together?
14 months.
Okay.
That's also how long we were initially together, but we moved in after 2 months.
Okay.
So I got to know her dog, and Brutus was rambunctious, fun, loud, kind of like Christina. And, but, I'm out of the house. I'm trying to better myself, get a better job. We were both in the service industry at the time. I was hostess. She was working at a deli. And so, I'm out trying to network, make connections, and she's at home when she's not working, and she's just basically laying on the couch, chilling with Brutus, cooking. And when I say cooking, she will take a chicken out to prepare, leave for 20 minutes, and then come back, basically. So she leaves the raw chicken out. Brutus will come up, eat the raw chicken, lick plates clean. So I'm pretty much guessing that's how he got salmonella and then gave it to her and me.
Okay, let's talk about this. You guys are living together for a year. You move out because you can't take it anymore, the hygiene issues. You move in with your parents and you end up sick. Tell me about that.
Correct. So I just can't take it anymore. I thought some of my habits would rub off on her, frankly, but they didn't. And so I called it quits. I feel like I had communicated enough to try to repair, but You know, sometimes that doesn't always work out. So I move in with my parents. It's like the Monday after, like we had said goodbye. I said goodbye to her and Brutus. And then I'm coming down with some cramps. It's not my period because it's not my time of the month yet. And then so I'm like throwing up, diarrhea. I'm chained to the toilet basically. I can't leave the restroom. And my mom was like, whoa, like, let's not wait for this to get worse. Let's go and...
But you have to worry about dehydration.
Exactly, exactly. Like I couldn't even keep water down. So I'm at the ER and then they're checking my symptoms basically. And then they asked me if I had eaten anything raw, like raw meat or fish. And I'm like, I don't even like sushi. And then I remember that when I said goodbye to Christina and Brutus, he was licking all over my face. And then I looked up if salmonella can be transferred from a dog to a human, and it can.
And therefore it did? Because you got to prove in this courtroom that it did.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
When you guys broke up and she was so sick, you became really sick too, right?
Not nearly as sick as her. I
Okay.
didn't have to get all the medications. I just went to an urgent care, and my dog also got sick as well.
And later,
There comes a time then, how many years ago, where he asked you for money?
It was about 1.5 years ago.
And what did he say to you?
There's a text message.
I love Tex. Tex is a judge's best friend.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a dispute between Katie Del Castillo and Christina Wiggins over her medical bills.
Talk to me, because she has painted this really terrible picture of you, and I want to give you a chance to answer it and tell me, are you this big a hygiene problem?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I will leave raw chicken out to thaw for like 20 minutes or so, because that's how long it takes to thaw chicken, but I'm not just leaving raw meat out all the time just to let it sit there for my dog to eat. There was one instance he ate a piece of raw chicken, and you can cook it if it's raw and you think you only get salmonella if it's not cooked correctly.
So
Well, first,
wait,
so you can cook it.
I just want to understand, because I want to. So you're saying this falls under gross, not under unsafe, because you cooked the piece of chicken that had been in your dog's mouth. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
It's definitely gross, but she may be right. It's not unsafe. All right, so move on.
Yeah.
So go on.
And so just the whole frame, and I look at my dog, like he's just the sweetest thing. He's a rescue, so he's just a little wild, and he got to some chicken, and so I then said we can cook the chicken because he didn't eat the entire thing.
Okay, this isn't the chicken in question, though. Like, this wasn't just before you broke up, was it?
No.
Okay,
this was
that
another
just happened
instance.
sometime.
It's been a few times he's gotten
Was
to raw
the dog, when you guys broke up and she was so sick, you became really sick too, right?
Not nearly as sick as her. I
Okay.
didn't have to get all the medications. I just went to an urgent care, and my dog also got sick as well.
And did you take the dog to the vet?
Yes, I have vet bill and
Did your dog have salmonella poisoning?
yeah.
Okay.
But we also could have gotten salmonella from a few other things. I mean, I work in a deli. I'm around like meat all the time.
So
Okay.
you could have given the dog salmonella.
She probably could have, Your Honor.
Or she could have brought it from
From a restaurant.
From wherever she was working, or she's networking so much extra. We weren't spending a lot of time together by the end of everything. So who knows if she
Only
gave
the
me
salmonella knows for sure, and the salmonella ain't talking.
Exactly.
If you two were living together, and I presume you considered the dog like your dog. It was very painful to leave the dog. I mean, it's a double breakup. You're both responsible for the dog. Why is it her fault if everybody got salmonella and we can't really trace where the salmonella came from? Why would she be someone who has to pay all of your medical bills, particularly when you spent 14 months, in this environment and you were living there too?
Well, Your Honor, I consider a relationship somewhat of a contract. When I come into the picture and I'm living with Christina and Brutus, yes, I am partially responsible for Brutus, but she adopted Brutus. I had no part in that. So
But you had a part in deciding whether you were going to move in with her after 2 months.
That is true.
Right.
At that point, I thought things were going to turn out a little bit differently.
What did you think you were going to do to her? You thought that your go-get-him attitude was going to make her more go-get-him, and you thought that her chill, relaxed, fun attitude was going to rub off on you, and the balance would be perfect.
I mean, not quite.
Was she trying to change you?
Yeah, she wanted me to be perfect. and
Well, perfect in her eyes.
In her eyes.
Never
And
said that.
I was
Never said
perfect
that.
in my own way, so it didn't work out.
Wait, I want to hear you on that.
I am a little messier. I will admit to that one, but I'm not dirty. Like with the dog, he also comes with his own set of messes, so I am always cleaning up 2 messes, and for that does leave things a little messier, but that doesn't make me a dirty person. I still clean all the meat that I'm cooking.
Well, I'm talking about her other accusations that, she's bettering herself, and you're just happy working at a deli. I want to hear your response to that, because you should be able to respond to that.
I pay my own rent, I live my life, I paint, I watch movies, I have my dog. I don't need anything more than I have, so there's no reason for me to stretch myself thin to go after that, and that's not a red flag, that's just who I am. I am chill, and that's how I'm gonna live my life, is relaxed.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous hearing you talk about it. I mean, if you can cover your own expenses, you don't need anybody else. You work at the deli, you leave the deli's gone. It's not in your face anymore. You don't have to think about it, you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to plan for it. Good for you.
Yeah.
My understanding is that just like you understand a dog can give a human salmonella, guess what? A human can give a dog salmonella. So how do we not know that in one of your many outings, at a restaurant, something was, this happens all the time. How do we know that you didn't give it to everybody? We don't. That's the answer. And when you come into court, you are the plaintiff. That means you have the burden of proving your case. You have to show me that it is more likely than not the way you say. How are we going to trace who was the first one to get sick? We're not. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
I knew this was coming. You literally did it to spite me.
All I have to say is I feel really sorry for whoever you date next, and maybe cover their medical bills next time.
Coming up.
According to you, how long does he have to pay you?
He said he would give that money back to me within 3 months.
But that didn't happen.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Carla Watson claims her nephew's car broke down, so she loaned him money, and now he's avoiding her and not making payments. Devin Watson says he doesn't have cash for his aunt because he keeps losing jobs.
Okay, Ms. Watson, you are suing your nephew, Mr. Watson, for $2,000 and an unpaid loan. Tell me what happened.
My sister is my best friend. Her son is all that's left of her now. I've done my best to support family in everything that I've done in the last few years especially. Her death was traumatic for all of us. I really don't feel comfortable doing this, but I don't have a choice. He's left me hanging as far as everything that we worked together to hold on to after his mother died.
When did his mother is your sister?
That's correct.
When did she pass away?
3 years ago.
I'm sorry for both of your loss.
Yes.
Now, have you always had a close relationship with your nephew?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And there comes a time then, how many years ago, where he asked you for money?
It was about 1.5 years ago.
And what did he say to you?
There's a text message.
Oh, I love text. Text is a judge's best friend. All right. Essentially, just tell me what goes down. He talks to you and he asks you for money for what?
His car broke down. And what we did, he came to me, asked for $2,000 to have that car repaired. He was out of work. He needed my help, and I gave it to him.
Okay.
The day after he asked for $2,000, I sent it to him.
You sent him the $2,000. I don't think there's any dispute about that. I don't need to see it. I know that. And he knows that.
Coming up.
Okay, have you made $2,000?
I have, but it just went to something else.
No. When's your aunt get covered?
I honestly don't have an answer to that.
Have you paid her $5?
No.
See how that sounds?
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a dispute between Carla Watson, who is suing her nephew, Devin Watson, for an unpaid loan.
So you send him the $2,000, and according to you, how long does he have to pay you?
He said he would give that money back to me within 3 months.
But that
did
didn't
not
happen.
happen.
Okay. When that didn't happen, what did you do?
I talked to him as best I could. I did, in fact, more than talk to him. I gave him more time without asking.
But did
for
you say to
anything.
him, like, hey, what's going on? When are you going to pay me back? Did you ever say that?
Couldn't, because he ducked me.
Okay, but would you see him at family functions and talk to him?
The one family function that he did, in fact, come to, that was it. And he really acted as if I was in the wrong.
By asking?
Yes.
Now it's been how long and he hasn't paid back?
Almost 1.5 years.
And does he have a job?
I don't think so, no.
So you two have pretty much lost contact over this?
Yes, more or less, yes.
Okay. How does that make you feel? If you were so close with him beforehand, how does it make you feel that you've lost contact with him over money?
Helpless, really unhappy.
Did you borrow $2,000 from your aunt?
I did.
Why haven't you paid it back?
Well, I don't have the money at the time, and I told her that I want to kind of get it all together first.
But what does get it all together mean?
Well, I don't have enough for it. I don't have
You don't
the
have
exact
enough
2,000.
money. Have you had a job in the last 1.5 years?
I have.
Okay, have you made $2,000?
I have, but it just went to something else.
No. When's your aunt get covered?
I honestly don't have an answer to that.
Have you paid her $5?
Nope.
See how that sounds?
Judge Milian's verdict when justice for the people returns.
I mean, you've made absolutely no effort to pay her back any of it. It's one thing to say, hey, I'm struggling, I gotta pay rent, can I pay you just $50 this month? Make some effort. But you are literally, according to her, is she right when she says that you just started ducking her?
No, she's wrong about that.
So you've answered all her calls?
She puts it as if I'm like intentionally like, oh, I don't want to give her the money or whatever the case may be. It's just, she knows what's going on.
Wait, what's going on?
She knows that I'm trying to give her the money and that I'm not ducking her.
Show me how you've tried to give her the money.
Because I'm
Is there something
applying
wrong
for
with your
these-
hands or your wallet?
No, I'm applying
You've
for
had
these-
jobs and you still haven't made the slightest effort to pay her back.
Because I keep losing these jobs. That's what she
Well, stop
knows.
losing jobs. Why'd you lose the jobs? Tell me about your job history.
Okay, well, the first job that I had that I lost, I was working at a warehouse, and I lost it because I was being tardy. And that was because of the traffic.
Well, no, it's not. Because if there's traffic, leave earlier. So you lost your job because you were tardy. I lost my job because I didn't get there in time. That's not my fault. And what planet is that not your fault? $2,000 verdict for the plaintiff. It's unbelievable that you haven't made the slightest effort to pay her back. No one in this family should help you ever again.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $2,000.
Sweetie, it's okay. I still love you. I still love you.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.